Hello, welcome to My Life on Paper. I am Brianna, and welcome to Mix It Up Monday, where we do mixed media. And today's sketch is a page map sketch. I believe it's for a card, and it's from 2017. So yeah, any kind of mixed media, paint and splatters and pastes and all these things that I can't think about right now. So here I am trying to figure out what paper I want to use, and so I'm just showing you, like, I picked out different 49 in Market. Um, these were my top finds, but these were the ones I did not choose. There is one more that would have been, this is the runner-up because it had the nice on the side. But once I found this paper that I'm going to use, there was a no-brainer. Like, look, oh my gosh, I just love this. So here I'm finding things to layer with it, and I'm going to use this paper to kind of be my frame. The background paper is Art Options Elena, and then the frame, or the matting piece, is a 6x8 paper pack, and I believe it's Spectrum Sherbet. So a little bit of everything. I'm gonna pick out some of the florals. Now these florals I cut out of the back side of that sheet in the collection that is kind of the front piece of the collection, if that makes sense, like the title page that they give you. So they use all their packaging so that you can use it all. So this is stuff I fussy cut. And I'm pulling out a lot of things right now, and it's kind of like my normally what happens. Like, I'm just trying to find things that match. I don't use barely any of it, but that's okay. It's fun to look at these and see what I have. The picture of me is on our last night of our extended vacation last year in Florida. It's our favorite brewery. It's Three Daughters. We have three daughters. They have great beer. So that's the picture of it. And I think I look really tired, but that's okay. It's a good one. It's a good finishing page in the album. Oh, here's a good finishing page in the album. So this is going to be the companion page. So I just bring it in to kind of, I don't know, make sure, I mean, not that it's going to match exactly, but just that it coordinates. Here I am pulling out some paint, just acrylic paint. I've got it at Hobby Lobby, and some stencils. And so I've never used paint with a stencil before, but it's not much different than ink, really. So I just pulled out a couple different colors. I'm still looking at all these butterflies. The stencil I got from Amazon, and I really like the way this turns out, so I was super glad to have that stencil. I pull out those two 4x4 type things that I cut apart for a little bit of inspiration. I knew I wasn't going to use those on the page. And I'm going to grab out one of my sponges that and I don't even know that I really used to use them, but it was a crafting sponge I had from absolutely years ago. Do these look familiar to anybody that's been scrapbooking forever? I don't know, maybe it was more with card making, but so at first I'm going to try this stencil, and I've got two different colors. I don't know what happened. Oh, the green's laying right there, but I don't know. I never did pick that up. I guess there wasn't enough contrast. So I go just a little tiny spot with this, with the sponge. I don't like the way it looked at all. I was like, oop, give up on that. So then I went to a brush, and I kind of stipple it on, if you know what, and I'm sorry for my head, and I will get it out of the way. Nice picture of my head. But up and down, just a pouncing, because you don't want to get it underneath the stencil, and you don't want to get it too thick, honestly, either. So it's stippling up and down, and it is just right to, and not that you have to read the words, because I mean, it says something, but that's not the intent. It's more of just having the writing there. So I do kind of, and nothing, it's not like square, it's just kind of random. And then I'll pull that up and be really happy with the way it looks. And then I'll put it down, and then I'm going to use, I think, the same color. Nope, different color. But I go over the exact same words, which is okay. But, if you're trying to be random and mixed media-ish, might not be your best, bet. So I'll do this the same way I did the first one. And you notice I did not wash off my brush, did not wash off the stencil. I'm not too concerned with the colors. In fact, if they mix a little bit, all the better. And then when I pull it off, I will move to a different part of the stencil to do in a different spot, because I don't want it looking exactly the same. There, I'm going to hold this up just to see where else I want to go with this. give myself a little bit more paint, and I want to go up into that right corner a little bit. And like I said, I'm not going to use the same part, and I think, nope. I was wondering if I went over the same part that I tried with the sponge. I don't think I do. But that part doesn't bother me at all. I don't even know if you see it by the time I'm all done. So just the same, stippling the paint over. I did not thin this down at all. It is just as it came out of the tube, and there it is. So yeah, I must have went over kind of where I had gone with the sponge before. So then I will start gluing things down. And at this point, I'm getting the idea of, I want to bring that left side. I want to use some of those butterflies and ephemera to kind of cover up that line on the left side of the frame. I've used my ATG adhesive to glue that photo down, and then I will grab some of these florals out and start arranging them to that left side. Like I said, I just want to kind of fade the hard line into the background. So I am going to go along that line and cover it up completely. There's just some pretty florals and then those leaves, and then I will stick a couple butterflies in there, making sure it's all the same color combination there. In case I forgot to tell you, please check below is the playlist for Mix It Up Monday. And Tara, the paper snob, does a great job of getting a playlist for us together every month. And then we get a different sketch every month. So everybody will be using this sketch this month, and you'll see all the different things that they are doing with it. And of course, mixed media is a lot of different things. You know, it can be stamping and stencils and paste and inks and paint and all these sort of things. So it's always fun to see what everybody else is doing. So make sure to check that out. And maybe you'll find a new YouTube creator that you haven't found before that you can subscribe to. I did take some of that 49 Market paper and I took my notebook punch, and so I'm going to put that up on top. That red piece is from, I think it's, well, Spectrum Gardenia, I do believe, from 49 Market. So I'm going to stick that in there as well. I have trimmed out a rub-on. It says, "This is our happy place," which it certainly is. So that's going to be on the bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue down the embellishments along the left-hand side of the frame. I do put foam adhesive tape on the back of those butterflies, and it allows the wings to have a little bit of lift while gluing down that middle part. Now, it is going in a page protector. How much lift is it really going to have after I get in the page protector? I'm not sure, but it still makes me happy. See those pretty butterflies. Once I get all the florals adhered down, I go back to this frame that you saw in the beginning, and it's just a partial frame because I've already used it a little bit on a different layout, but I want to use it as another touch of the lighter blue, and I believe this is from Spectrum Sherbet, I believe. And so I'm going to then layer some more florals on the edges so you don't see those edges from where I've cut it apart, and use the other half on a different layout. And then once I put one floral there, it's got to have more than just the one floral, so I'm going to have a little cluster of things. I found another butterfly in the color scheme, so that makes me happy. I don't want to cover up the Three Daughters Brewing on the photo, so I kept the butterfly away from that. I'll get a couple more florals down here in this cluster, and they're different sizes, even though those flowers look, you know, pretty much the same. It's different sizes, so I guess I switch out the orange one for more of the coral one, and then the orange one goes on the other side to make a kind of a continuous, kind of an L for those embellishments there. So the question of the day, I like to throw a question out there. The question of the day is, do you feel like you have enough crafting time? And I don't know if that's the wrong question to ask because no one feels like they have enough crafting time, but yeah, tell me if you would like more crafting time, you feel like you have enough, or how much more crafting time you would like. Last month I was able to go to a 2-day crafting event, and today I went with my friend Becky to Scrapbook at her church, which was super fun. So I feel like I've been very blessed and lucky to have a lot of crafting time. I know that everybody doesn't always get that chance. In fact, when my kids were little, I could only scrapbook when I was out of the house because they would get into things. So I do remember those days. They go by in a flash, but I do remember those days. So the little tab here on the photo, or on the orange tab there, says "You are my happy." And what I thought was, I think the breweries are happy. I'm my husband's happy. He's my happy. So I liked that. And then these sequins are from Spiegelman Scraps. They are nothing recent. They are I shouldn't say very old. That just sounds wrong. But nothing recent. Let's keep it at that. And it's called Blushing Bride. So these are fun, and I just kind of use my Barely Art glue to sprinkle some around. I do have a couple of different like applicators for these sequins that you can kind of pick some up and put some down on top of the glue. I did not stop to pick them up. So I just instead picked them up with my fingers and placed them down where I wanted to. And this allowed me to be very particular about which sequin I was using and where I was putting it. So it worked well. I should move the sequin applicators closer to my work area now that the sequins are sitting closer to my work area. I cover up the photo, and then I'm just going to use my white splatters here, and it kind of gives the finishing touch. And I don't go over the flowers, I just really go over the rest of the page, and that's about it. Thank you for taking some time and hanging out with me today. I hope you have a fabulous day, and please consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed yet. And please come back and see me again soon.